People, how you doing? How you guys doing? How you doing? How you doing? What's going on? It's all good. How you been? How you been? Let's get situated here real quick. What is going on, my people? What is happening? My one and only people, what's going on, y'all? How you doing? I see you, Gerald. Celine, who's that? Celine Boom. What is up? What is up? What's going on, y'all? It's all good. It's all good. ODogg, Anti-Imperial, ThaChill, man. Good to see you guys. See you. I see you. Who that, Gerald? Who that? A Fink 2019. What is up? See what's going on. Like the doll picture. Beautiful, cute little dog on that picture. What's up, Warrior, the one and only? How you doing, sister? Always a pleasure to see you. I think was was It is all good, man. So let's get right into this. You guys know how I start this off all the time. Don't want to delay. I don't feel like I got a eyelash in my eye real quick. It does not bother you. You ever get an eyelash in your eye? Little things sometimes can bother you the most, right? Little eyelash in your eye, and you're sitting around there blinking. you can't quite grab it. Oh man, I think you got a little eyelash in my eye real quick. But it's all good. They say when you get an eyelash, if you bring it out, I haven't brought it out yet, but I think it's okay. They say if you bring it out, you should blow. You blow on the eyelash, and then when you make a wish as you blow, and your wish might come true. I don't know how that is, but I don't know. But maybe if I get my eyelash out, I'll blow. But you know what my wish would be? My wish would be that all of you guys, man, achieve all of your goals and dreams in life. That's what my wish would be. So it's all good. Toya, I see you. 42. What's going on, sister? Always a pleasure to see you. All right, so let's get right into it, man. ODogg, Anti-Imperial, ThaChill. I know. I need to make a wish, right, Warrior? ODogg, I told you guys, my wish is that all of you guys achieve your dreams. That'd be my only wish, right? That'd be my only wish. My one and only wish. Who is that? Imawati? What's going on? Sorry if I mispronounced it. Chin. I see you. Who else is there? I see you. What's going on, y'all? Waving at everybody I can. Alright, so ODogg, Anti-Imperial, ThaChill. That's my artist name. You guys know I'm an artist, right? Okay, you guys know I'm an artist, and check this out. We do this every Wednesday, every Sunday. I almost forgot my train of thought right there, right? Every Wednesday, every Sunday. We do this every Wednesday, every Sunday. That is United States time, right? Eastern time zone. So United States Eastern time zone every Wednesday night, every Sunday night, 9 o'clock p.m., right? Eastern time zone, United States time zone. So for everybody else around the world, you guys might be getting it at a different time if you're watching it live on Instagram, as we are on Instagram live right now. But just for you guys to understand, even if you're watching it somewhere else in the world right now, if you go to your little chart and you look at United States Eastern time zone, and it would be 9 o'clock p.m., right? At United States Eastern time zone. ODogg, Anti-Imperial, ThaChill. I have 3. Well, you know what? I think I appreciate that. I get my hair from my mama. My dad's black. My dad's African American. My mom's Native American. My dad's black. My mom is a Blackfoot Sioux. She's a Sioux, Lakota, right? Native American. She actually still lives on the reservation. I was born in Miami. But once all of the kids got old and we moved out, she went back to the reservation in South Dakota and to be with the rest of her family. She's like only 2 of them. It was 19 kids. She was one of 19 kids. 2 of them left the reservation. Was her and one of her sisters. When they both got married or whatever, they found their men. They left the reservation. She came down to Miami to be with my dad, and he didn't last. He left when we were young, but still, she raised us in Miami. And then once we got all of age and went off to college and stuff like that, she went back to the reservation. So she still lives on the reservation with her family. So that's how that goes. But I appreciate it, you know. I think 2019, I love you. I love every part about you, 2019, I think. It's all good. What's going on, you guys? I see you guys, Valentino. I see you, Hazel Sanchez. What's going on? All right, so that's what we do it Wednesday, Sunday, United States, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time zone, United States time zone, right? So we do this called Diversity Outspoken. We call this Diversity Outspoken. She is black and chopped out. Look at that. I see you really, Robin 63. I hear you, you know what I mean? Peace, my sister. It's all good. Power to the people. It's all good, man. One day I'll have I'll do a show on like just different Native American tribes, my experience growing up. Man, it was interesting. Anyway, that's another show. I was gonna say it was interesting growing up because my mom, you know, she spoke Native American tongue, and you know, and that's just what, you know, we kind of grew up on. What's going on, Mark? Antoine, man, you the king, my brother. I see you, Afink. Man, God loves you. There's nothing you can do about it. Hey, I appreciate that, Afink. I appreciate that. I love you guys. It's all good. Mark Antoine, you the one and only king, man. I'm trying to live in your shadow, my brother. It's all good. So anyway, I'll do a show one day about Native American, growing up with my mom speaking Native American tongue in the household, me having to have a hard time with English and stuff like that. English not being my first language, but you know, I had a stuttering problem early on, man. I still have that sometimes. Just a lot of stuff in English didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand why the K in knife was silent. If it's a silent K in knife or knock, right? K-N-O-C-K. Why the hell is it there? Why didn't they just spell it without the K, right? Why did you just spell knife without the K in the front? Why didn't you just spell knock without the K in the front? I didn't understand that. It took me a while to get that until I was much older. But like I said, that's time for another conversation a long way away. It's all good. All right, so man, ODogg, Anti-Imperial, ThaChill, 3 names. That is my artist name. ODogg, he's kind of like the sexually explicit one. Anti-Imperial, he's the one that's kind of like in the middle. He's more grounded. He's more of who I really am. And he's all about history and politics and social issues, upliftment, righteousness and things like that, religion and things like that. And the last name is ThaChill. And ThaChill is, he's the romantic. He's the hopeless romantic. He's more about, you know, romantic walks on the beach, falling in love and raising a family and things like that. So I love your energy too, Afink. It's all good. My brother Mark Antoine, Earth King, man, you are the king, my brother. It's all good. Alex, I see you, Alex. So last time, man, we were on this, I had a couple friends with me. If you guys saw that, I think I posted that on YouTube today. I think earlier today I posted that on YouTube. It was, you know, going back. So the last couple shows we've been talking about going back with your ex, people that, like all of us who go back to our exes and stuff like that. If you want to catch me on Instagram, for everybody who's going to watch this on YouTube, I appreciate that. I think peace to you too. It's all good. To everybody who's going to watch this on YouTube, because on YouTube I will post this on YouTube eventually, and you might not have Instagram, you might see it on YouTube. If you might have people out there that are on Facebook or on Twitter and things like that. I'm not on that. I'm only on Instagram. Instagram is where I do my stuff. But if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't have, and you're not following me on Instagram yet, you can follow me at Anti_Imperial. If you look at my YouTube shirt right now, it's Anti-Imperial. The only thing with Instagram is just an underscore there. So right here you have that little line at the bottom, that little underscore. So Mark Antoine said never going back to it next. I hear you. It's all good. So on Instagram it's at Anti_Imperial. And on YouTube, it's just Anti-Imperial with a space in between it. You see it right here, right? Space in between it, you see it right here. So that's how that goes. So, if you guys, what's going on, Jeremiah? I see you, Dragon Jones. What's up? If you guys do catch me, you know, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's how you get to me at Anti_Imperial. YouTube is Anti-Imperial, as you see here, just a space in between. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, Dragon Jones. I see you, Half Century. And you want to follow me on YouTube, you want to subscribe, right? You want to subscribe to the YouTube, okay? Because a lot of times I'll put things on YouTube before I actually put them on Instagram. And if you miss any of these shows or anything like that, when it goes on YouTube, you'll get that little subscription and you'll see it pop up, right? So like I said, last show that we did, I had some friends with me. I had 3 people with me. If you were there and saw that, I appreciate if you were able to join in that evening. I was in Miami for that one. I'm not in Miami tonight, but I was in Miami. I will be back in Miami tomorrow. Okay, I will be back in Miami tomorrow to shoot a couple of videos, and tomorrow night actually to shoot a couple of videos, late night videos and stuff like that. If you guys subscribe to the YouTube, you guys, then you'll get that today. Today we're finishing up the going back to your exes. We're going to try to finish that up today, and that's how that goes. Every day I do the historical post, you guys. You guys see that? Every day I do the historical post. What's up, Leslie? How you doing? What's up, PK? It's all good. And if you guys are ever bored at work or anything like that, all you got to do is go look at my Instagram. You'll see your daily historical post. You'll see what happened on that day, but another time in history, of course, right? Way back in history, but what happened on that particular day that you look at the historical post. I think today we had something about beautiful Jewel. I already know, sister, it's so beautiful. I think today we had something about, I did one about Vidal Sassoon and Mia Farrow with the pixie cut, right? How Vidal Sassoon, I think it was 1960, was it 67 or something like that, I think it was. How Vidal Sassoon, he had came out and said that he cut Mia Farrow, who was an actress back then, Mia Farrow's pixie cut, and a pixie cut became so famous that you had rich and wealthy people all over the world that wanted to go to Vidal Sassoon and get that famous pixie cut that he gave to Mia Farrow, and he was charging $5,000 per haircut. And so he really got rich off of that. Vidal Sassoon, he became a household name off of that. He came up off of that. $5,000. Rich women were paying Vidal Sassoon $5,000 per haircut because he cut Mia Farrow's hair. The only thing was, if you saw my historical post today, my daily historical post today, the only thing was he never even cut Mia Farrow's hair. Mia Farrow had cut her own hair at her house by herself, right? And then Vidal Sassoon had paid Mia Farrow to say, oh, say that I cut your hair, so that, because if you say I cut your hair, then I'll get the money. So he paid her to say that. She said that, and he came up off of that $5,000 per haircut. And at one particular time, it was the most popular haircut, the pixie haircut, the pixie bob haircut. And so he came up off of that. So it just shows you, right? Marketing, advertising, a lot of times it's a lie, but it can make somebody's whole career, right? So I think that was the last post of today's post. I try to do 4 every day, 4 daily historical posts, all in one, but 4 different historical stories basically, and that was how that went, right? It's all good. Ping ping, what's going on? Ping ping 46, I see you. It's all good. So that was part of today's historical post. While we're going through this, you guys, if I don't see you, if I don't call out your name, if you make a comment, if I don't see it, don't take it personally sometimes, or every time that we do this Instagram live, after a while, as things start to scroll up the screen for me on my side, I don't know how it is for you guys on your side, but for me, as things start to scroll up the screen, I see you 23, they will stop at a certain point, and I just won't see it, and then when I go back and watch this later, which I'll watch this later, what's going on, Superstar, which I'll watch this later, once that happens, you guys, then I'll see all the comments and who joined and stuff like that, and I'll be like, dang, I missed all of that. So for me on my side, sometimes I don't see everything. So if you make a comment, or if you join, if I don't say hi, or if I don't respond to your comment, I just may not see it on my side. All right, don't take it personally. What's going on? I see you. Who's that? Aqualola. It's all good. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize, you guys. I'm trying to do a million things at once. You see me keep looking over this way. I'm looking at my notes. I'm looking at my notes and stuff, right? So it is all good while I'm doing all this for you guys. All right, so I'll try not to keep you guys too long. We try to get right to the point. I've been saying right for a couple minutes. Let's get right to the point. Let's get started. All I ask is that you guys respect one another. What's going on, 23? I see you. It's all good. Respect one another. If you guys disagree with me, it's okay. It's all right. Everybody's voice is the same around here. Everybody's voice should be heard. Nobody's voice is more important than the other person's voice. My voice is no more important than your voice, right? All I say is that if you guys disagree, just be respectful with your disagreements. It's okay. All right, so last time we were getting into 6 reasons why we go back to our ex, right? Reasons why we go back to our ex. We went back to a lot of different reasons. Where are my notes? All right, here we go. So we have reasons why we go back to our ex, And I went through, a lot of people can't stand to waste their time. Remember, I went through that. A lot of times, you guys, when you, and I'll go through this very quickly because we kind of went through this a little bit already. But a lot of times, you guys, when you're with an ex or anything like that, and you break up, a lot of times to go out and find somebody new, it's a time consuming, right? It's time consuming. Remember, I told you guys, especially I told you ladies, man, when you meet a new guy, at first when you meet a guy, he's trying to show you the best of you, of himself. He's trying to show you that he is the almighty great. He's trying to show you that he is the cleanest guy ever in history. He wants to impress you. You see no wrong in him, because he will show you no wrong, right? He will show you no wrong in him. But ladies, like I told you, man, when you first meet a new guy, those guys are lying to you. They are lying to you. They are not exactly who they say they are. They are showing you the absolute best of them. So when you break up with your ex, right? When you break up with somebody, you meet somebody new, you might think everything is good. And then when the truth starts to come out, it might be 8 months down the line. It might be a year and a half down the line. It might be 2 years down the line. And you look up and you're like, man, this guy is not who I thought he was, right? It can happen also for us guys, right? You might look up and be like, man, this lady is not who I thought he was, who I thought she was. Or if you were in a gay relationship, you might look up if you're a guy and say, this guy is not who I thought he was. Or if you're in a lesbian relationship, you might look up and you're a lady and say, man, this woman is not who I thought she was. All right? What's going on, Carmen? I see you. It's all good. How you doing? And so, being that that's the case, you guys, sometimes you go back to your ex because you don't want to waste time, man. Because like I said, if you find somebody new, you're with them for 8 months, a year and a half, 2 years, and you find out that they're not who they are, then that's 2 years. You break up with them. That was 2 years down the drain. You got to start that process all over again. And so you have to start the process all over again. That could be another 8 months, year and a half, 2 years. You might look up and be like, man, I've wasted like the last 3.5, 4 years, and I still don't have anything to show for it because these guys aren't shit. Right? These guys out here aren't shit. And sometimes it takes you months or a year or something like that to realize it because they're hiding it from you that they're not shit. They're not worth it, right? But they kind of like, put on their best side and they kind of block that away from you. So a lot of times we go back to our ex because it's easier. We know our ex. We know the good parts about our ex. We know the bad parts about our ex, right? So we go with our ex. We stay with our ex because we don't want to go and waste time finding somebody new and find out they're actually worse than our ex, right? So man, I left my ex and I got with this next person. This person's actually worse than my ex. Jesus Christ, what the hell I'm going to do now, right? Can't do nothing about that. So a lot of times that's how it is. I went through the whole thing about rose-colored glasses. A lot of times when you break up with your ex, after you break up with your ex, you will see them because after you break up with your ex, at first it's okay, but then after a while, those nights get lonely, you guys. You get lonely with those nights. I see you, Erica. You get lonely at nighttime. You're laying in that bed. You're thinking about it. You're listening to slow jams, right? You're listening to, some slow songs. You're listening to, What We're Here For, my latest song. Plug. Go. If you go to my Instagram bio, page, you can click on the link there. It's a YouTube link of my latest song called What We're Here For, right? You can go ahead and do that. But the new song, May I Can I, that will be coming out, I believe it's tomorrow or the next day. So you'll see that coming out really, really soon. But yeah, but anyway, you're listening to songs like that. You're listening to the chill, my chill side. You're listening to the chill love songs. And you're missing your ex and stuff like that. And you start to remember things through rose-colored glasses. You'll start to forget the bad things and only remember the good things. Okay? And sometimes you think about that and you get nostalgia and you start to go back to your ex. All right? I see you. Who's that? C Stacks 05. It's all good. Sometimes you think you can change the person. I see you, Darren Paul 83. Sometimes you think you can change the person, and that's why you go back to your ex, right? Sometimes you're like, man, you know what? They were bad and they did bad things, but everybody makes mistakes, and I think that with time maybe I can change them, right? I think that they'll do better. I think I can turn them back to who they were when I first met them, when they were really, really nice people to me, right? When I first met somebody, when I first met my ex, they were really, really nice, and therefore maybe I can get them back to that point. So when you're alone, you go back to your ex because you think you can change them. All right? But remember, at first, a lot of times, they weren't being truthful with who they were in the first place. So maybe the person that you see now, the one that you really don't like, maybe that's the real them. right? Maybe when you first met them, when they were trying to be perfect for you because they were trying to impress you, that really wasn't the real them. So maybe the real them is who you see now, right? Maybe the real them is who you see now. So you might be going back thinking you're going to change them back to who they used to be, and maybe that never was them to begin with. They were putting on a whole show because they wanted to impress you, okay? You have also, you guys, the thrill of getting the person to want you again. A lot of us want to be wanted, right? We want to be loved. We want to be accepted. A lot of times, man, when you break up with an ex and you're lonely and people aren't really wanting you the way you thought they were, right? Because you know what happens a lot of times. What happens is that, and we have Cat Stack says, oh, that's a fact. I appreciate that. We have the one and only Chin says attitudes are hard to change. I agree with the previous comment. Never go back to the ex. Never come back to the ex. And then Dragon Jones says, "Man, I can't go back. Never." I see y'all. I see y'all. Hey, you know, I'm just here to give the facts. It's Diversity Outspoken. We speak about a diverse range of topics, and we're outspoken about them. And you guys are outspoken tonight. So hey, I'm just giving the facts. You guys make up your own minds about whether you think it's right to go back or not. I don't know. See some people, you know. So it's all good. A lot of us want to, when we break up with the person, we're thinking that, man, we're going to go out there and find somebody new, and we'll find somebody finer, and we'll find somebody with a better body. But guess what? A lot of times, you guys, when we're in relationships, especially when we're in longer relationships, how we looked when we first got into the relationship is not how we look now. Think about that. When you first got with your ex, right? Let's say you were in a relationship for like years and years or something like that. When you first got with them, you were probably in shape, right? You probably look good, right? But check this out. Over these 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, sometimes 10 years you've been with them, you kind of got, you know what I mean? You guys eat out a lot. You guys, you know, you might have kids and stuff like that and things like that. And you know, the kids take up time and they don't give you enough time to really go out and do things. And so it's easier to go out and order fast food, right? And things like that. So sometimes when you guys go and you guys do things like that, what happens is that when that happens, man, you let your body go, and you might look up 5 years down the line, 7 years down the line, and things like that. And when you look up, what's going on? How you doing, Eminem artwork? When you look up 7 years down the line, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years down the line, when you look up and do things like that, you don't look the same. And then when you break up with your ex, you go out and try to find somebody new, but you don't look as fine as you used to. So it's not as easy getting somebody new the way it used to be earlier, okay? It's not as easy getting somebody new the way it used to be earlier. So a lot of times we'll go back to our ex, you guys, because we get a thrill off of our ex wanting us again, because there's not a lot of people out there that actually do want us, right? So that's another reason why we might go back with our ex. I see you. What's going on, MG boy 3318? It's all good, right? Another reason, you guys, is the comfort level. All of us want to feel comfortable, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's whatever you're speaking, okay? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. C Stacks 05 speaking facts. I appreciate it. It's all good. Appreciate that eminent artwork. Appreciate it with the hundreds. It's all good. But a lot of it's comfort, you guys. Even in our jobs, right? We might have a job. I spoke about this last time. Even we might have a job that we know that it might not be the best job for us. There might be better opportunities for us out there as far as finding a new job. We might have, once we first got into our job, since we got into our job, we might be better educated, okay? Might be better educated and things like that. And therefore, since that's the case, you guys, it might be better for us to move on to another job, but we're scared to because we're comfortable in our current job. Even though our job may not be the best for us, we know the structure, we know what to do every day when we go to work, we're used to it, so it's comfort. And we all want to be comfortable as human beings, okay? We all want to be comfortable. I have a whole nother speech about comfort and how that relates to economics and greed and how that came to be thousands and thousands of years ago. But that's another show, right? But comfort is something that we like to be all the time as human beings. Therefore, in a relationship, you may go back to your ex because you want to feel comfortable. Exactly. 23 says fear. We might be scared of the unknown, you guys. We're scared of a new job. We're scared of going out and finding somebody new because of the fear of the unknown. And we have Chin. Chin, what did you say? Chin said, so don't compare your new one with the ex. Yes, you can't compare your new boyfriend or girlfriend with the ex, definitely, right? And you have to get out of your comfort zone. That's what LP23 says, right? One Parma, you can't get out of your comfort zone. You have to get out of your comfort zone, right? You can't be scared, you guys. Can't be scared. You have to get out of your comfort zone. Very true. But a lot of times we go back to our ex because we're scared of going out, finding somebody new, and we just stay with what we know. We stay with that comfort. So that's a big reason. A lot of times it's sex, right? A lot of times we miss the sex with an ex. When you break up with your ex, you might go out, find somebody new, and that person sexually sucks, right? That person sexually is no good, okay? That person sexually is not good for you. And a lot of times that might be because your ex, the one that you were with before, they just might know your body better. A lot of times your ex may not have been the best when you guys first started out. You don't know. But over time, the more times you have sex with somebody, you learn how they are. You learn what they like. You learn what they dislike and things like that. So you know exactly what they're doing. You know when you're having sex with them, you know exactly when they're about to come, right? So you know what to do and how to manipulate your body and things like that. How to manipulate their body. You know exactly what they like, what they don't like. So a lot of times when you miss the sex with your ex, you'll go back to your ex for sex. That's another reason why people go back to their ex and just can't really break away. You might not go back fully, but you guys ever find like a friend or even yourself, you'll say, okay, we're broken up, but man, you'll find yourself back over that person's house late at night, right? On the weekend sometimes you guys are having sex. In the morning you'll leave like we're still not together. Okay, and I appreciate it, Chinsa. I agree with you. And Dragon Jones said, when you hit that spot, right? what spot to hit exactly? When you hit that spot, you know what spot to hit. And so it's another reason why you go back to your ex, right? Because man, the thing is, let's be truthful. Like sexuality to a lot of us is very important. Sexuality relieves your stress and things like that. I have a whole thing. I already have it planned out. That I'm going to do later down the line. It's a whole series about sexuality and what we like and don't like about sex and things that guys and girls like and don't like. I already have that planned out. That's a future diversity outspoken show. I already have that one done. I will just do it another time, right? The thing about me, right, is I'm super OCD. For all you guys who know me or those who don't know me, I'm super OCD. I'm super ADHD, right? So I'm always working constantly. So I'm always planning like weeks in advance for things, right? I can't stop working, so I'm always doing stuff and planning for like weeks in advance. So I already have so many shows planned out, you guys. I have shows planned out for like, man, probably like a couple of months worth of shows. I already have them done, researched, and planned out. So I know I have a sexuality show already planned out. We'll get to that down the line, right? So the sex is one thing. Sometimes, you guys, we feel like we're still in love with our ex. We'll go back to our ex because we feel like we're still in love with our ex, right? There'll be feelings there that we're not over. Because, sometimes you'll break up and you'll start to go out with other people. But those are just, you're using those other people that you go out with after your ex. You're using those other people as rebounds. You guys have heard that term, right? You're using people as a rebound, okay? You really don't want to leave your ex. You're really not done with your ex. You may have left your ex and it's not settled. You may have not been able to have that last conversation, right? You may not be able to have that closure that you needed to actually break up with your ex and break those ties. So a lot of times you may go back to your ex because it's just ties that you need to break finally. You need to have that last conversation to find out what went wrong. Where did we go wrong? How did we end up here, right? We thought we were on good terms. Where did our relationship go wrong? You might need to have that last conversation to finally break up with your ex and break it off for good, right? Finally and for good, once and for all, okay? What did Warrior say? Warrior said, in the end, it wasn't worth it. You can't let you can't let the loneliness get the best of you. We all miss the human contact, the soul crazy. That's definitely true, Warrior. The loneliness is hard, man. You have to try to get over the loneliness. It's like dealing with alcohol or drug problem, man. You just have to get past that breaking point. Once you get past that breaking point, then you'll be okay, right? All right. LP23, take care, my brother. You guys take care. It's all good, man. Take care, bro. See you. I appreciate you joining us. It's all good. For sure. Chin says, nah, just move on. Chin says, man, look, man. Chin says, look, I ain't trying to hear all of that. You just need to suck it up and move on. I hear you, Chin. I hear you. And Warrior says, yes, right? Cut the cords. And Parma says that's just temptation. Temptation is, he says, the MF. Temptation is a motherfucker, right? Dragon Jones, I see you. Temptation is a motherfucker. It's all good. So sex is a big reason why we go back to our ex. A lot of people, like we said before, fear. A lot of people are afraid of being alone, you guys. Afraid of being alone. A lot of us are afraid of being alone. I see you, Tan 199p. I think 2019, I appreciate the thumbs up. A lot of us are just afraid of being alone, okay? Afraid of being alone. A lot of us, you guys, are afraid that we won't find a long-term partner after our ex, okay? A lot of us are afraid that we won't find a long-term partner after our ex. A lot of us are afraid that we're going to grow old alone, okay? A lot of us are afraid that we're going to grow old alone, all right? A lot of us are afraid that we may never, those of us who may want more kids or anything like that, we may be afraid that that's scary, right? That's scary. That's kind of scary, right, Parma? That's right. 23. That's kind of scary. Some of us are afraid that we may never have children. Some of us who want more children don't have children. We may feel like, man, you know what? If you know anybody who's getting up in age or things like that, they might be like, man, you know what? Like, I just don't want to try to leave my ex, start over, and things like that. Man, I might, end up in this rut where I don't find the right guy or girl for the next 5, 6, 10 years because everybody else just might be not good anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so, I might want to have kids and start a family, and I can't do that if I keep starting over every time with like somebody new. So some of us just stay with our ex because, man, we're just scared to go out and not have that family that we always wanted, and have the children that we always wanted, and things like that, Some of us feel like we're worthless if we're alone. Some of us feel like, man, if we're alone, if we're lonely, that we're worthless, that we're not worth anything, that nobody wants us, and things like that. That's a real serious feeling, and that's a sad feeling to have, Some of us don't want to face the judgment over being single. Some of us who have friends, I think ladies go through this a lot more than men do. But once ladies and women, once your friends start to get married, right? Once they start to get married and move into their households, what it seems to be like they have a perfect life because they have a nice husband with a good job, and they start to have kids and a nice house and things like that, and you don't have that, and you're alone and things like that. So a lot of times you feel like, man, like I want that too, And so even if your ex doesn't treat you good, or if your ex doesn't treat you the best, I see you, Seller 70. All right, Brinks, it's all good. But even if your ex doesn't treat you the best, or if your ex doesn't treat you good, you might be like, you know what, I'm gonna stay with my ex because he has a good job, right? Or she has a good job, and I want to have a nice house like my friend does, right? I want to have a nice family like my friend does, right? So I want to start all that and live in a nice house and have kids and have a beautiful husband or wife. And so a lot of times you get sad because your friends around you are starting to get married and stuff like that, and you're not. If you're single, you'll end up going back to your ex. That will start to force you to go back to your ex because you just feel bad about that, A lot of times you guys a lot of people feel like it's better to be in a bad relationship than no relationship at all. What's going on? I see you, Galvin, 1985. Sometimes and that's a sad thing, right? To feel like you should, you would rather be in a bad relationship than no relationship at all. Okay, I see you, Torres. It's all good. And on top of that, you got another reason why we go back to our ex is a lot of times financial reasons. Okay, financial reasons, right? A lot of times by ourselves, we can't hold up the household that we have by ourselves. A lot of times, the house that you live in sometimes, or the condo or apartment or things like that you live in, a lot of times it takes two incomes to live in that house. A lot of times the house you live in is your salary, right? And it's your partner's salary, okay? But if you break up with your partner and that partner becomes your ex, a lot of times you can't afford to live in that house by yourself. And you have to move out of that house. So your standard of living, a lot of times people stay with their exes because the standard of living that you're used to. And you know if you break up with that ex, then your standard of living has to go down, because your income by itself cannot maintain the same level of living that you were maintaining with two incomes. You guys, think about that, right? That's very important to some people. If you want to feel like you want to continue to have the car and be able to shop the way you want to and live in the house that you want to, it might take two incomes. And a lot of times when you break up with your current significant other and that person becomes your ex and you only have one income, you can't live that lifestyle that you were living any longer. So a lot of people go back to their ex because they want to continue to live that lifestyle, and they'll take the emotional abuse sometimes, they'll take the mental abuse sometimes, and sadly they'll take the physical abuse sometimes just to be able to go back and live in that lifestyle that they were used to, right? So that's another thing. And Chin says, come on, don't ever depend on the ex. She says, come on now, don't ever depend on the ex, right? And Warrior says, some of us go back to bad habits that messes up our mind and makes us have bad judgment, and we go back. And Dragon Jones says, yes, definitely, that is true. That is definitely true. So all of those things, man, are different reasons why, you know, we go back to our exes. Safety is another thing. And Dragon Jones says, man, it's not worth it, you know. Feeling safe, you know, I feel you, Dragon Jones. It's not worth it, man. He says it's not worth it. It's not worth it going back and dealing with the abuse, right? The mental abuse, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the sadness and stuff like that. It's not worth it a lot of times. Comfort zone. A lot of times, man, the comfort zone, like we said, feeling comfortable and things like that, that's really big in life. Possession, I went over that very quickly, right? Possession. If you let your ex go, check this out now. I see you, Charles. I see you. If you let your ex go, okay, the abuse, right, Dragon Jones? If you let your ex go, the possession, if you let your ex go, and you see your ex having fun out with somebody else, oh no. Y'all know I'm silly, right? Y'all know I'm crazy. I'm a nerd. I'm dorky, right? But anyway, you know, it's like, oh no. Right? Right? You can't take it that your ex is with somebody new and out and having fun. And sometimes when you see that, it drives you insane, right? It drives you crazy, and you just can't have that, you know. So when that happens, a lot of times that will drive you to want to go back and get back with your ex, you know. Okay, and get back with your ex, right? It'll have you going back to your ex because you don't want to see anybody else with them. You don't want to see them happy with somebody else, especially if your ex gave you good sex, or if your ex took care of you in a good way. You don't want to have it to where you're sitting there and you're doing bad and you're thinking about how your ex is giving somebody else the good stuff you used to have, right? You can't sit there, right? You're thinking about, man, my ex is giving that next person the good sex. My ex is buying that next person stuff, right? The money. I remember that my ex used to spend money on me. Now they're spending it on this other person. So, man, that good stuff, you can't like fathom in your mind thinking that you're not getting it any longer. It's going to somebody else. And that's another reason why you may go back to your ex, because of the possession. You want to possess everything that your ex has in store. You want to possess that, right? So that's another thing. What's that? Chin says, why bother if your ex is having fun with the new one? You move on. Remember, Chin says, move on. That's why, you know what, Chin? That's why you have to stay. That's why we all have to stay off of our ex's social media. Because, boy, you go on your ex's social media and you see your ex with somebody else, and if your ex's new boyfriend or girlfriend looks better than you, if your ex's new boyfriend or girlfriend looks better than you, that will drive you crazy. You'll be like, they're doing better than me, right? So So that is another thing, man. You have to be careful with that. Stay off the social media, right? Stay off the social media because that will drive you crazy. I see you, Gabriel. Another thing, you guys, is, and this is a hard one, and if you guys are in the same shared social circles, which means that if you're with somebody, your ex, let's say, you have your ex now, but if you were with your ex for a long period of time, and you guys all started to, you guys used to go out to the same, Dragon Joe says it hurts, right? He says, and Chin says, oh man, I know myself better. It's all good. But if you guys have the same shared social circles, this is very hard to get away from, you guys. It might lead you back to your ex because it's difficult. And what that means is, if you've been with your ex for a while and you guys all go to you guys all used to go out together to the same dinner parties, have the same friends, right? And you guys kind of met friends together, and your friends became her friends or his friends and things like that. And you guys did that for a long period of time, for years and years. And now that you guys break up, it's like, where do the friends go? What friends go with who, right? Who remains friends with who? Especially if it's a bad breakup. It's hard because then it's like, okay, everybody I hung out with was in this same circle of friends. But let's say if you're looked at as the bad guy because you're the one that cheated, and now all the friends go to the other person, and now you're left with no friends. Think about that. That's difficult. So you might be hurt not only because you lost a relationship, but you might be hurt because you might feel like, I've lost all my friends also, right? And if that's the case, it might drive you to want to get back to your ex because you're like, man, with my ex, I won't be lonely again romantically, but I won't be lonely again as far as my friendships also, because I lost my friendships when I lost my ex, because we all ran in the same social circle. So that sometimes will lead you back to your ex because you guys share a social circle, right? You guys share a social circle, okay? And that's difficult to get away from if you guys do share a social circle. I remember one thing that what was that movie? There was a movie with Jennifer Aniston and is it Jennifer Aniston and it's called The Breakup, right? Remember they were in Chicago? What's the actor's name? I forgot his name. But Jennifer Aniston, he's so funny. He was in Wedding Crashers and all that type of stuff. But Jennifer Aniston and the guy, I forgot the guy's name. It's on the tip of my tongue right now. But it's a movie called The Breakup. And in that, they share some of the same social circles. And they had the same friends because they were all on the same like bowling team. You guys, if you guys ever saw that movie, they're all on the same bowling team. And so when they broke up, they chose kind of like her side. All the friends kind of chose Jennifer Aniston's side, and he had to give his bowling shirt back and things like that or whatever. So he walked out of the bowling alley with his shirt off and stuff like that because they chose her side and things like that. But The Breakup, you guys ever see that movie with Jennifer Aniston and who's the guy, man? The guy, he's on the tip of my tongue. He's a comedic actor. He's really good. But anyway, so that's kind of how that goes, right? Social circles. The thrill of victory. Sometimes, man, we want our ex back because we see our ex doing better with somebody else. We want to be victorious, man. I'm not going to let nobody else take my ex, right? I want to be the victor, right? I want to be the victor in that, okay? Unfinished business. Like I said, sometimes you haven't broke that cord. Sometimes you haven't broke away. You haven't cut that cord. As somebody said earlier, I don't know if that was Warrior or somebody said earlier, you have to cut that cord, right? And being that's the case, you guys, you have that fear of being alone. You have unfinished business. You haven't cut that cord, and you want to go back and you want to finish that business off. Warrior says she saw the movie I was talking about, exactly, The Breakup, right? Good movie, actually. It's just really funny. I remember. You guys know I'm crazy, right? So I go on my little tangents and stuff. You know, my nerdy ass, right? But anyway, remember the part where, I don't know how long you saw it, but there was a part where in the beginning when Jennifer Aniston's family comes to dinner, and there's that other actor, and he starts to do like a cappella and make everybody sing it at the table. And what's the actor's name, man? The Jennifer Aniston's boyfriend, or I forget his name, but he was so funny. His facial expressions are so funny. But anyway, that movie was really, really good, The Breakup. You guys haven't seen The Breakup, go watch The Breakup, so it's all good. I see you, Dre. I see you, Dre. So fear, unfinished business, fear of being alone, unfinished business. You guys have to cut the cord, right? Desire to change them. We went through that. Desire to change them. You may believe your ex can change, but remember, they may be who they show you they are. They may be who they show you they are. On the last show, I had a few guests because I was in Miami and we were shooting videos. And Woody Woodwork, one of the guys that you'll see when I put my videos out, you'll see his thing come across at the beginning. And he said that there's one thing that he always goes by, and that's believe who people show you that they are. Believe them. You know what I'm saying? When people show you who they are, believe them. And that is a thing, man. When people show you who they are, believe them. Right? No, it wasn't Ashton Kutcher, Warrior. It was, man, he was in the Wedding Crashers. Oh, I forget his name. He was in the Wedding Crashers and all of that type of stuff. You're gonna have me want to look this up. Vince, yes, Vince. Is it Vince Vaughn? I think, or something like that. Exactly, Dragon. Vince, yes, Vince something. That's exactly who it is. It's Vince something. That's who it is. He was in the Wedding Crashers, and he's so funny, man. His facial expressions are so funny. You see, y'all gonna have me look this up real quick. Y'all gonna have me look this up. It's all good. Vince Vaughn. I looked it up. Vince Vaughn. I looked it up. Vince Vaughn. That's who it is. That's him right here. Look, I have it right here. Vince Vaughn. Y'all see? Look. Vince Vaughn. That's who it is. I looked at the Wedding Crashers. But Vince Vaughn. Wedding Crashers was a good movie too. If y'all haven't seen the Wedding Crashers, make sure you watch the Wedding Crashers. That was a funny movie also, right? The Wedding Crashers. But Vince Vaughn, yeah. So Vince Vaughn. So that was his name, Vince Vaughn. But but yeah, definitely, man. But the Breakup was a good movie. That was a funny movie, man. So if you haven't seen The Breakup, go watch The Breakup with Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. And watch Vince Vaughn movies anyway. Vince Vaughn is hilarious, right? He's hilarious. But anyway, unfinished business is another reason. Desire to change them. Remember, believe who people are, man. Don't. You might try to change them to who they were before, but who they were before might have been a lie when you first met them. Make sure you guys listen to who people are and don't waste your time on trying to make people into something who they are not. Okay, don't waste your time trying to make people into something who they are not. All right. Change in circumstances sometimes causes a breakup. Okay, change in circumstances causes a breakup. Sometimes you guys might be together, and for this reason, I would say it's really understandable to get back with your ex if you go through this one I'm about to explain right now. And that is, if you're with somebody and you guys are having a good relationship, but let's say you guys are in college, or let's say you guys are in high school and you're about to go to college, and you guys move away from each other because one person goes to college far away, right? Let's say that if you guys are in college and you're about to graduate college, and let's say that one person has a job somewhere across the country in another state or another city, and you guys break up because you guys just can't do the long distance thing. But then eventually, let's say you may get, at your job, you may get transferred back to the other city where the person stays, and you guys get back together. That is a good reason, I would say, to get back to your ex. Get back with your ex. That is totally understandable. Sometimes changes in circumstances will lead you back to your ex, and I think that's a good thing in that regard, right? I think that's a good thing in that regard. Okay. Being that's the case, you guys, we're gonna end it right here. The next one we're gonna go over. Check out what we're gonna do next. The next show is kind of I'm gonna start explaining about men, right? Men. The sole reasons why men go back, okay? The sole reasons why men go back. We'll start talking about that. And we'll move on to then some other stuff, okay? So, I hope you guys, and Chin says, honestly, we can't change people to be someone who we wish for, exactly, right? A person's going to be who they're going to be, and that's just the way that's going to go, and no matter how much you want to change them, you just can't change the person to, who you want them to be, right? You just can't change the person to who you want them to be sometimes. And that's the way that goes, you guys, you right? And that's the way that goes. So that's how that is. Hopefully through these past 3 shows, if you guys see it, hopefully you guys will 2 of them are on YouTube right now. You guys go back on YouTube. 2 of them are on YouTube, part 1 and part 2. This is part 3. This is the last part of that. Hopefully you guys go back and look at that. If you guys do go through a breakup in the future, if you guys are going through a breakup right now, if you guys have been through a breakup recently, if you guys need help, if you guys need pointers, if you guys need to understand why this is happening, go back, watch those 3 shows. You guys can take notes of those 3 shows and watch people go back with their exes and what you can look forward to as far as having to get over that, as far as having to deal with it. You guys can always DM me. Again, my Instagram handle is at anti_imperial. It's just like this, like you see this YouTube shirt, but it's an underscore there, that little line that goes at the bottom. At anti_imperial is my Instagram. YouTube, as you can see on this shirt, is Anti-Imperial, just a space in between. YouTube, there is no underscore. Instagram, there is an underscore. YouTube, there's just a space. There's no underscore. Instagram, there will be an underscore, which is that little line at the bottom. That's the only difference between my Instagram and my YouTube. YouTube, no underscore. There's a space. Instagram, there's an underscore. So you guys can always DM me on Instagram, man. Ask me anything you guys want to ask me. You know, I'm an open book. If it takes me a while to get to your DM, you know, pardon me. You guys don't understand between my historical posts and people always ask me about history things and, you know, wanting my opinion on politics and history and things like that. I get those DMs all the time. I also get DMs from like the things that I do here, you know, the IG lives and the stuff that we cover on IG live. I get DMs about that, and then I also get DMs about music stuff, right? People that want me to do music for them. People that, you know, that ask me about different songs and things like that. So I get all types of DMs, you guys. And so every day I usually get probably like anywhere between, you know, like 25, 30 DMs. I'm not a superstar or anything like that. You know, in the United States, I'm much more well known overseas in the Middle East and in Asia, you know, for my music career over there. But, you know, I'm not a superstar or anything like that, so I don't get like hundreds of DMs or something. But, you know, I get a good 25, 30 DMs per day. And I try to get back to everybody, you know, every day. I try to, you guys, but, you know, you have to understand when I answer a DM that, you know, the person, it's not like I just answer a DM and it's over. The person responds. So a lot of times we'll get into a little conversation about things. And so even though, you know, I might get 30 DMs a day or 25 DMs a day or something like that, just answering one DM, you know, going back and forth, not back and forth in a bad way, but having a conversation with that person on just one of those, you know, 25 or 30 DMs, that might take, you know, 15 or 20 minutes to have that conversation. And then I go to another one, the next DM, you know, and then I have to post everything, and then I'm still doing music all the time, and I'm still doing videos, and I'm still traveling, and, you know, I do consultations with different governments, you know, around the world and stuff like that. So, you know, I have different jobs. I lecture. I do lecturing for different governments. I consult for different governments and things like that. I do lectures about history and social issues for different colleges and things like that, you know, overseas and across the world. So I do a lot of different things. So I'm just saying all that to say, man, if you DM me, if you get at me, if I don't get at you right away, don't take it personally. I will get back to you, okay? A lot of times I just can't do it right away, all right? I appreciate everything, you guys. Again, ODogg, Anti-Imperial ThaChill is my artist name. ODogg, Anti-Imperial ThaChill. Right now, if you go into my IG bio page, my latest song, What We're Here For, it's a ThaChill song. It's a love song. You know, that's ThaChill. He's a romantic guy. It's a love song. That's out right now. Go out and check that out. Hopefully you guys like that. The next song, May I, Can I, is another kind of romantic song. It's more of a daytime song. That will be out either tomorrow or the next day. I have to look at my release schedule. So that's going to come out. Look out for May I, Can I, you guys. May I, Can I. Okay. And What We're Here For, like I said, is out right now. And at the beginning of What We're Here For, I gave you a little preview of May I, Can I, because What We're Here For, the song that's out right now, the first line of it, the first line of the verse is, May I and can I. It goes, may I and can I allow me to just simply slide through, and I would love to adjust. Right? So may I, can I, right? May I and can I allow me to just simply slide through, and I would love to adjust. Right? So may I, can I, that was the first line of what we're here for, and may I and can I is the next song altogether that will be out either tomorrow or the next day. So I'm glad you guys, man, were able to join me. ODogg, Anti-Imperial, ThaChill. This is Diversity Outspoken. We call it Diversity Outspoken because we speak about a diverse range of topics, meaning anything, right? And we are outspoken. We are straightforward about all of those topics. We do not hold our tongue. I appreciate all of you guys respecting one another. That's all I ask for. No matter if you disagree with anybody, just always be respectful, and I appreciate that, you guys. Thank you very, very much. If you have any questions, like I said, DM me. Thank you guys. I love you guys to death, man. You guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening or wonderful day, depending on where you are in the world. And we do this Diversity Outspoken every Wednesday, every Sunday, United States time zone, Eastern time zone. United States time, Eastern time zone, 9 o'clock p.m. Every Wednesday, every Sunday, 9 o'clock p.m., United States Eastern time zone, you guys. United States Eastern time zone, 9 o'clock p.m. Thank you again, you guys. I love all of you out there. Thank you for joining me. You guys take care. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful start of the week. Chin, thank you very much. I appreciate you for being here. I love to share with all of you guys. You guys take care. I love you. Have a wonderful start of the week. Take care. Dragon Jones, peace, my brother. I love you to death, my brother. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you for everything. Take care, you guys. Peace. Bye-bye.